Bonjour and welcome to my community. I am Life Coach Kim and welcome to another episode of Living Life with Life Coach Kim. As you can see from today's title, I am going to be talking about my travels to Paris. So this is going to be a video that has two parts. The very first part of the video is going to actually deal with the administrative part of traveling internationally, and then the second part is going to be actually centered around, what I pack when I travel, how I pack, and how I prepare. So let's go ahead and get started. So the very first thing that I do when I travel internationally is I take a look and see what is going on in the country. That's right. We want to make sure that we are traveling to safe locations. We don't want to go into these hot zones and find ourselves in the midst of all kinds of political or civil or crime ways. We don't want to insert ourselves into situations that could really be dangerous for us. So I always try and check out like what's happening within that country that I am traveling to. For example, right now Paris is having a bit of civil unrest and political unrest, and there are protesters there. However, the protests are contained and they are being monitored and they are not in the tourist areas. So one of the ways that you can check about what's going on in the country is that you want to check the U.S. Embassy for updates. And then you want to enroll in what's called STEP, and that stands for Smart Traveler Enrollment Program. And there's actually an app that you can download. It's called STEP. And what this does is this allows U.S. travelers to enroll with the U.S. Embassy for safety. So what it does is it takes all of your information, your travel dates, where you're staying, things of that nature, emergency contacts and things like that, so that in the event there is some sort of, big upheaval or some sort of tragic event, you can be quickly located and family members can be notified if there is an emergency. So again, I'm going to put the link in the description box so that you can access that link. But it's a very safe way and a very responsible way of just making sure that you can be accounted for if something happens. The other thing that I always do before I travel, and I learned this the hard way, is check the weather regularly. As your travel date approaches, you want to make sure that you are checking, what the weather is going to be like. I remember my husband and I planned a trip to Jamaica, and we went during hurricane season. It rained torrentially every day that we were there, and so it kind of dampened the trip. We made the best of it, but we didn't have any idea. We just knew and just assumed that it would be warm or hot because it was a tropical place. Had no idea that was actually during the hurricane season. So I've always noted that checking the weather is a great thing to do. There is an app that I like to use. It's called Weawow. That's WEAWOW. I'm going to link it down below. And what it does, it gives you like up to the date, up to the minute travel advisory, so that you are very, very clear about what the weather is going to be like in your location. The other thing you want to do if you plan to shop, which I'm planning to do in Paris, is you want to understand the money, how the money works, what type of money exchange is required, or what the norm is, and things of that nature. Like, for example, in Paris, the exchange rate, we get our taxes back, so this is why we're able to get these discounts when a U.S. citizen travels to Paris. So it's very important to, number one, make sure that you are using either a credit or a debit card that does not have any of those foreign transaction fees. That's very important. You don't want all of your discounts to be eaten up by foreign transaction fees. So make sure that you have a credit or a debit card that does not have those foreign transaction fees. And you also want to know what the exchange rate is. There's actually an app that I like to use. It's called XE, and it's an exchange rate app. And this is really, really important because if you're planning to use Ubers and any kind of ride sharing while you're traveling abroad, sometimes they don't take a credit or a debit card. They want cash, and you need to know what the rate is of the US dollar versus the foreign dollar and things of that nature. So you want to have that app available so that you don't get gypped while you're out, traveling. And the other thing, some of the restaurants as well will provide you like a menu in the foreign language, and you need it in English. and sometimes they'll have a different price for the US dollar. So you want to just kind of make sure that you're understanding how the money is handled when you are traveling abroad. Another big one, this is great here, is Google Translate. This is it for me. I know very little French. I had it in high school and I probably know 5 words. And of course, I'm feeling a little bit intimidated because I don't know French, but I'm willing to take on the challenge. And so the Google Translate app is a great app to use. It allows you to quickly speak or write or type a phrase or words, and it will translate for you right there on the spot. So, again, menus are often provided in a foreign language, and so for you to be able to understand what kind of food you want or to ask for certain types of food, it's very important to be able to translate quickly. Some of the other things that I found very helpful that I did for this trip is I joined some of the social media groups pertaining to where I'm traveling. For example, I'm a member of the Traveling to Paris Facebook group, and this is so helpful because you have individuals in the group that are either they have just come from Paris, they are in Paris, or they're on their way to Paris. So you can ask questions about weather, about food, restaurants, shopping, all of the things, what's the temperature, what's the weather there, have you seen any protesters, or if you have encountered any sort of dangerous situations, things of that nature. And so it's really important to kind of be up to date. So for me, Facebook and, believe it or not, TikTok are great when you are traveling. TikTok is great because you can just quickly type in where's the best place to eat in a certain part of Paris, and you have folks right there that'll just give you, their unbiased opinion right there on the spot. So using social media as part of your travel plan is really, really important. So now I want to talk about what I do to prepare for traveling, like 1 week prior to traveling. One of the biggest things that I do is I continue to check the weather. That's right. I want to know exactly what to expect. And I know the weather can change, but I definitely want to be prepared for the weather. That can ruin a trip if you go and it's too cold and you've packed all these heavy, these lighter clothes, or you go and it's really warm and you don't have, anything light and airy to put on, and you end up buying things that you really don't need only because you did not prepare. So continuing to check the weather is very, very important. Another thing that I really do, and this is really important, is I take an immune booster like Airborne or vitamin C 1 week solid prior to my travel and all the way through my travels, because remember, you're going to be in crowded airports, and on the airplane, like our flight is about 8 or 9 hours, traveling from here to Paris. That's a long time to be in an airplane with, very limited air circulating. And then also as you're touring to other countries, with all of the things that we've experienced in the past, you just want to really make sure that your immune system is booted up and that you're as healthy as you can be. So with that being said, now I'm going to go ahead and move into the second part of my video, which is all about what to pack. So let's go. So now I'd like to talk to you about the luggage that I prefer to use when I travel. I prefer a hard shell luggage. It just has more durability and wear and tear. The luggage is tossed around and beat up pretty bad when you're traveling. So I, again, prefer the hard shell luggage. I prefer the IT brand. Opinions may differ, but I have used this for personal and for business, and I travel pretty frequently and regularly for business and for pleasure, and so it has never failed me. The IT brand, again, it's IT, it's called IT. It is a European brand, and I stand behind it. I like the IT brand. I'll show you one at a time. This particular one here, as you can see, look at this, it's got Paris. This is like not intended, but it's got the 4 spinners on the bottom. One of the things you want to look for, it's got the rubber on the wheels, so that makes it very easy and not rickety. It's a very smooth, pull and push. The twirling is easy. One of the things I really like about this particular brand is that it is light. It is not heavy at all. I'm able to, lift it and carry it. It is expandable. I'll open it up and let you see here. It expands to an additional about 4 inches. So, you know, for those of you who like to pack a little heavy, you've got an additional 4 inches of packing space in here. So as you can see, it's pretty deep. It comes with the standard little covering here, but again, the It brand works for me. It's got the little, you know, band here, the elastic band for you to secure your things in there, but this particular brand works well. I can really kick myself. When I bought this, I did not get the little smaller one that I would be able to carry on, and because it's so cute, I was not able to actually find it. So I've been on the hunt to try and find the companion to this, because I get so many compliments on this luggage when I travel. It's so cute. And that's the other thing about the It brand, is that they do have some that have, they're kind of decorative. So you may not be able to see it, but it's all scarred up here. I tried to wipe it down a bit, but this one has stood the test of time. Oh, and the other thing is, it's so important, there are 2 levels to the pull. So that's the first level. Then it's got the other level, and it's not rickety. So this part right here could really make or break your travel through the airport. And when you get to your destination, depending on where you're going, you may have to, you know, walk or pull or something, on the road may not be smooth, and you want to make sure that that handle is definitely secure enough and not rickety and wobbly. So this works really well, and you know, it's got the nice handle here. So again, I love this particular brand, and I bought, because I couldn't find a companion to this one, I bought this little small carry-on here. And that's the thing about traveling to Paris, is that when you go through customs, anything that you purchased, you have to be able to provide and show them. You may be able to be asked to show them what you purchased, and so you can't put it in your check bag. It has to go in your carry-on. So I did buy this little yellow one, and as you can see here, it's got a little applique on the front. It's really cute. I like whimsical luggage, and they're the brand. That's the brand there, It. So again, this one has the 4 spinners on the bottom. It's got the rubber on the wheels. It expands. You know, it just is, again, when you open it up, it's very similar to the larger one. Just really nice. Very nice. It's got the expandable arm here, and this is just really, really good. Again, that hard shell for me is what does it. So that's basically what I use when I'm traveling. And again, this is very light as well. And something else that you want to make sure that you grab, I got this off of Amazon. This is a scale for your luggage, especially for those of us who tend to overpack, and you know, you get to the airport and you are trying to move your things around. This is a scale, and it's very, very easy to use. Basically, what you do is once you get your luggage all packed up, you basically, you take it and you hook it onto your luggage. It's got the little buttons here. You just turn it on. When you lift it up, it actually reads how much your luggage weighs here right on the little display here. I'll show you. So it's really very, very easy to use. Well worth the 10 bucks that I spent to get this, because again, you don't want to have to pay extra for, you know, additional luggage when you can just make sure that your luggage is underweight when you're at home. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this part of our video. All right, so let's take a look at how I pack, what I pack, especially when I'm traveling internationally. So the very first thing that you need is a good travel tote. And this one here is by Tory Burch. This is the Ella Patton tote, and as you can see, it is a pretty good size. This tote is phenomenal. I have had it for at least 5 or 6 years, and as you can see, the edges are still intact. There is no cracking or anything with the handle. It is very large on the inside. First of all, it expands, as you can see here. It's got the little closures if you don't need it to be expanded, but if you need to expand it, it opens to a pretty large tote. So I only use this when I'm traveling or if I'm going somewhere overnight, but this is by far one of the best investments that I made, and it's very stylish. So this tote is still available. I'll link it down below, but this is definitely something that every woman especially needs to have a very good travel tote, and this one I highly recommend. The bottom is patent. It doesn't have feet, but again, I travel for business as well, and I always carry this tote. And because it's so wide on the inside, one of the things that I also purchased on Amazon was an organizer, and this is great because the tote is just kind of wide open. This is a great way to organize all. It has so many compartments here that you can put everything. I mean, this fits my laptop. I can put all of the things here in a compartment, keep things very safe. You can, you know, it has this zipper portion here where you can actually put, you know, some of your items that you want to secure. But this is by far a big plus to such a large tote, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's inside of the tote. It fits very nicely, as you can see. It just turns it into a huge you know, compartmentalized bag where and I still have space on the outside of the tote as well as a little bit of space on the side of the tote. So again, this travel tote along with this organizer here is a great companion. So let's go ahead and fill this up. So what I usually do is I start with one of the most important items in my travel tote is like my quick access bag. This has wet wipes, it has Benadryl, it's got lotion, deodorant, it's got a little small mini little Lysol spray. I've got Kleenex in here, I've got hand wipes, I've got toiletry wipes, I've got a little small bottle of perfume, I've got some Tums, Kleenex. This is just a great way to have a quick access bag to typically anything that you would need. This actual bag here is actually for travel. It's leak proof in case anything decides to explode or break or anything like that. So this is an absolute must that goes inside of my travel bag. The other thing that I have to carry and is a must, especially if you are traveling on flights more than 4 hours, you should always wear compression socks. And these are so cute. I actually have 3 pair here. You want to wear compression socks. And the reason you want to wear that is because the cabin pressure and the sitting in that position for so many hours can cause your legs to be fatigued. So you definitely want to travel with compression socks. It makes sure that everything is circulating correctly. If you suffer from varicose veins or any kind of achy leg problems, these are a definite must. So I absolutely carry a pair of compression socks in my bag. The other thing that I carry in my bag is a pair of footies. These footies are used during the TSA. I do not step onto that dirty floor in my bare feet. I always carry a pair of footies specifically for when I have to step out of my shoes and, you know, go through the TSA line. So this pair of socks is specifically for that. It's just to be safe and to try to be as clean as possible during that process. The other thing that I put in my bag here are all of my electronic cords, like your chargers. I have a portable charger here. I have my iPhone charger. I also have my little mini speaker here so that when I get to the hotel, I can have access to that. So I have a little space in here for all of my small electronics and cords, especially when you're traveling. You want to be able to get to those pretty quickly. I also have in my bag here my own blanket. Sometimes when you're traveling on long trips, they'll provide a blanket to you. I don't know the condition of those blankets, and we're not getting ready to try to find out. So I typically will bring my own blanket here, and because my bag, as I told you, has, space on the side here, I just jam it down on the side of my bag. It's got its own little spot there. The other thing that is a must-have when you're traveling either internationally or not are some sort of eye covering, because more than likely, 8 or 9 hour flight, you're going to be sleeping. Now this one is really cool here. I got it off of Amazon, and it's Bluetooth, and it has speakers built into it. So not only is it an eye mask, but it also has the little speakers built in here, so that you can listen to your music and be uninterrupted. It's Velcro, so you can, adjust it for your head. The other thing that's really cool is on the inside here, it has the little cutouts for your eyes, and it's very, very soft. So this is great here. And again, it's Bluetooth, and you would be able to listen to your music, audio book, or whatever it is that you would like to listen to while you're traveling. And it comes in a cute little bag here to keep everything nice and compartmentalized. And they have multiple colors too, and I'll be sure to link this down below. So that goes in our bag. The other thing that I have here is, now I just purchased this, I have not used this, is a neck pillow. Now I will be honest with you and tell you that I've had the traditional kind of neck pillow, and it never worked for me, that traditional neck pillow. So I'm hoping that this one works better. I actually found out about this particular brand in my Travel to Paris group. I got it off of Amazon. And the thing that I like about this pillow here is that it's very, very soft and adjustable. I'm tall, so sitting in that seat is awkward for me because I'm tall, so using those little pillows doesn't work. So this actually has straps where you can strap it onto the back of your seat and adjust the height of it, which is awesome. It also has these little drawstrings here. You can close it up around your neck if need be. For example, you put it on here and you can adjust it to, if you need it to close, or some, your head bow, fall down. It prevents your head from falling down here. So it's very adjustable, super, super soft. I mean, really soft here. So I'm really excited to try that. And again, one of the biggest selling features for me was, number one, the height of the cushion is very soft, and the fact that I could strap it onto the back of my seat and it would hold my neck steady. And then the coolest thing is that it rolls up and it fits right inside of its little bag. So it's really easy to carry, to keep clean. You see people with their neck pillows and they're outside of their luggage, and it just kind of, I don't know, can get a little grimy because you're shuffling it around. But this is really nice because it's got its own little bag here that you're able to just easily zip right up, and you can actually strap it to the outside of your bag because it's pretty bulky. But again, it's very nice because it actually has its own little bag. I still have the tag on it, but you get the drift. So it's got a little snap here, and what I usually do is just strap it right on to the outside of my bag. And the thing about this Tory Burch bag too is the durability. I know you would think that the wear and tear, but I'm telling you, it's so well made. And this vinyl material makes it easy to wipe down and keep clean. If you get it wet or something like that, it's really, really nice. So yeah, I just strapped my little neck pillow right on the outside of my bag. The other thing that I keep in my bag, this is a must. Told you guys about my Airborne. These are the elderberry flavor, and this helps support your immune system. So again, these are gummies. They taste very good. Listen, keep these right in your bag, handy. Now the other thing, this is super important, melatonin. This is so important, especially when you're traveling to different time zones. So Paris, France is 6 hours ahead of where I live. So when I get there, it's going to be like in the morning and that kind of thing. So I want to make sure that I'm able to sleep on the plane because I'm going to be excited. But yeah, get your melatonin, and that helps you to sleep so that you can adjust to the time zone. So I'm going to have my melatonin in my bag. I also have candy in this little bag, in addition to my little plastic bag that has this bag here with all the essentials. Is on those longer flights, you know, you can tend to feel a little grimy and might need to freshen up. So I have here a little personal item bag, and it's just got it's got some deodorant in here, just a little small travel deodorant. I've got some floss, I've got some mouthwash, toothpaste, toothbrush, and just a little bit of some gentle body wash. That's what this is. It's a little tube of body wash. And I'm going to do another video on sort of like my hygiene care and things that I like to travel with, but I want to show you really quickly. One of the things that I must have are my face towels here from the Clean Skin brand. I actually use these every day on my face. I don't use a washcloth, so these are very essential for me. And let's see what else. Oh, really important here is your own water bottle. We know that everything on the plane is not free often, and just something as simple as a sip of water. And even when you're traveling and touring and you're walking and you might want to have a bottle of water or something like that, I always just carry a nice water bottle with me. And sometimes even in the hotel, you know, you want to have water and you just want to make sure that everything is clean. They may have those cups in the room sometimes, and that's a no-no for me. So I always like to carry my own travel water bottle with me. So I put that in my bag, and pretty much everything else is pretty simple here. I have just a mask. I actually got this from Tory Burch. This was gifted to me as well. But yeah, I have my little travel mask and then another pack of tissues. And then I will stick my laptop in here, or either my my iPad I'll stick down inside of my bag. So this is essentially, it's a lot neater when I do it and I'm preparing to travel, but this is essentially what it looks like. And then to finalize everything, when I'm carrying my suitcase and my bag, what I will do, I got this little strap here. I can actually strap this together and strap it onto the handle of my luggage so that I don't have to worry about it slipping off or anything like that. So again, this is actually what I pack when I'm traveling, especially internationally, so that I can have everything accessible. And the great thing is that this bag, it fits very nicely under your seat because it's collapsible. So, all right, let's now get into what I plan to wear and some of the things that I'll be taking on my trip. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed all of the information that I shared with you. I will do my best to link in the description box all of the apps that I spoke about and whatever else that is still available. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to share, and don't forget, I truly appreciate you all being here and spending this time with me today. Bye-bye.